Hey, Shabbat Shalom from the land of the JEWhawks. What a game last night. Unbelievable. First time since 1995 that a team scored over 90 points in the first 20 games. Wow. I got to tell you, watching that game last night, for the first half of the game, I was a little bit worried. But then I remembered that the JEWhawks are the only ones who have a kosher deli in the field house. And there's no question we're going to have a smashing victory, which is exactly what happened in the second half of yesterday's game. And I know that thousands of people across the world who were watching that game last night really had a great time. But as a rabbi, I think it's so important not only to watch a game and have a good time, but to think to ourselves, what is the lesson? What is the takeaway that we can carry with us to rejuvenate the rest of our week? You know how to spell that, J-E-W. So I want to share with you, my friends, a little personal insight into an experience I had in my own life just recently. I was facing a problem. And this problem was so great, it was so huge, that I felt there's no way I can overcome this problem. The size of the problem alone was so intimidating that I was afraid to even begin to deal with it. Sometimes size can be very overwhelming and overbearing. But then I saw something very powerful at the game last night. That, you know what? Size may be very powerful and very effective, but there's something even stronger and more powerful than size, and that is speed. You could be a small little guy, but if you got that speed, if you got that power, you could override anybody, even if that person is towering above your height. What does speed represent? In Hebrew, there's a very powerful word that our sages speak about many times, and that is called zrizut, which means doing things quickly, doing things with a spirit. If you have two people wrestling, if one of them is super strong, but he's depressed and he's down, and the other person is very weak, but he's full of energy and spirit, the good news is that no matter how weak you may be, if you have energy, if you have spirit, if you have joy, if you have speed, if you have alacrity, if you have zrizut, you could be guaranteed that you will overcome any problem in your life, regardless of the size. So as we're celebrating the victory of the JEWhawks last night, we are also celebrating this week Shabbat Chazak. We conclude the second book of Exodus as we read the Torah portion each week. And that reminds us, don't be intimidated by the size of your problems, because you have the speed within you to override any challenges that may come your way, no matter how small and no matter how big. Shabbat Shalom from the land of the JEWhawks and Rock Chalk JEWhawk.